Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Stenadux here, and today we're going to be discussing the Pokemon clone called Temtem. Now, if you guys don't know what Temtem is, this video is going to give you a bit of a brief description of the game, pointers about the game, some things that makes the game unique from Pokemon and what makes it similar, and a little bit more of a discussion about what can be expected from this game. So, Temtem is an MMORPG that is developed by the developers Crema or Crema. I'm not quite sure on the pronunciation of the name of the company, although I do believe that it's called Crema. That would make the most sense. It is also published by Humble Bundle, which is pretty cool. It was funded, Temtem was funded on Kickstarter, and it met its goal on June 3rd, 2018. Now, I had seen this project several months prior, but unfortunately at the time I was a broke college student and I could not spare the money. But I really do regret that decision because what I see now is the game is looking really polished. I'm very excited for it, and there's a lot of things that you can get while you back to the game. But unfortunately at the time, like I said, I didn't do that and I wish I did. In any case, though, this game is launching on January 21st, 2020 on Steam, which is pretty soon. It's this month. But it is also planned to launch on Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, and the PlayStation 4 as well. This is pretty cool because when we consider that this is a direct Pokemon clone, it's very interesting to see it on a console that isn't just Nintendo. It's basically like if we were to see Pokemon on Xbox One or PlayStation 4, it being on Steam is also pretty cool, considering that the closest thing we really get to Pokemon itself it would be through emulators, which is really cool in my opinion. Like I said before, Temtem is as close to Pokemon as you're going to get. Everything about it is directly inspired by Pokemon, which I'm going to delve into in the next few minutes here, but everything about it is basically just Pokemon, just with different designs and so on. It's not a complete copy by any means, but the one thing you're going to notice that differentiates itself from Pokemon is the fact that the terminology is completely different. It was even named Project Monsters in reference to Pocket Monsters that, we've come to know and love. Pocket Monsters obviously abbreviating to Pokemon itself. Tamers will explore the 6 islands of the Airborne Archipelago, which I think is a really cool name. I don't think Pokemon's ever really come out with a name that cool. They've always come out with the regions like Kanto, Johto, Hoenn, Sinnoh, and so on. But Airborne Archipelago, I think Temtem takes that. Instead of a Pokemon trainer, players are going to be taking on the role of a Temtem tamer, which sounds similar to Pokemon trainer, considering trainer and tamer are very similar words and even sound the same. In any case, it does differentiate itself that way. Instead of gyms, they're going to be dojos, which is basically just a synonym for gyms. There are going to be 8 in total that you're going to be exploring, and then quite possibly in the end, there's going to be some sort of Elite Four or champion, although I do not have that information as I have not myself looked at too much of the end game for Temtem. Granted, there is an alpha stage for it. I do not want it to be spoiled because I want to experience the game in its entirety on my own. All the information that I do have on this is actually through the main site on Kickstarter and Steam. Instead of an evil team, we're going to be seeing evil clans. So instead of teams like Team Rocket that we see in Gens 1 and 2, or Team Magma and Aqua we see in Gen 3, and so on and so forth, we're going to be facing an evil clan. However, that information I also do not know. Untamed Temtem are going to be what people are going to be encountering instead of a wild Pokemon. Now, when you walk into a Temtem in the wild, the text that's going to show up is going to say an untamed Temtem has appeared, or something along those lines. Something similar to Pokemon is you can still trade and battle with other tamers just like you would in the Pokemon games. But what makes this experience unique on its own and makes it a lot different than Pokemon? Well, that's the fact that this is an MMORPG, as I said before. There are fan-made Pokemon MMO games, such as Poke MMO or Poke One, or several other ones that do exist currently. However, these are just the mainline game's regions were used for hundreds of people to roam at once. In fact, what basically happens is the ROMs are used to take place inside the games that people have to upload themselves, and that's how they're able to play the game. The closest thing that the Pokemon Company or Game Freak itself has to an MMO style game could be considered the wild area in Pokemon Sword and Shield. However, that barely scratches the surface as there isn't that much interaction between trainers and players. So the one question that's on everyone's minds, including myself, is how is Temtem going to do? Now, again, I've read and watched some positive things about the game so far. I've heard mostly positive things, and it's looking like it's going to be pretty successful. Again, I have been waiting for this game for quite a while. Granted, I haven't been able to back it. I have been following it for quite a while, and I'm very excited to see that it's finally going to be launching on January 21st of 2020. One thing that's important to note is a lot of direct Pokemon clones aren't that successful. There are a few on the iPhone, and there are some other games like Yokai Watch or Yu-Gi-Oh, which take some inspiration from Pokemon, however, aren't quite the same, which do successful in their own right. But anything that's directly a clone of Pokemon, such as Temtem, doesn't quite do well. But that being said, this game is looking to be the most promising Pokemon clone that has ever existed, and that is what's really exciting. This game looks unique in its own regard. It has its own unique flair and art style, which is also really exciting. So it's going to be really cool to see how this game does and how people receive this game. I'm going to be streaming this game possibly and making videos for it as well, and that's why I have yet to look at a lot of the information and videos of this game because I want to experience this game in its entirety. Basically, at that point, it would be like if I was looking at leaks for a game I was really looking forward to, such as Pokemon or Zelda. So that's why I've been holding off on doing so. But what do you guys think of this Pokemon clone being Temtem? I myself am very excited again, and I'm really interested to see what you guys think. So please do comment and let me know what you think of this game and how you think it's going to do. Thank you guys again for tuning into my channel. If you guys are new, please do like and subscribe. All the subscribes and likes are always appreciated, and if you have any feedback to give me, all that is definitely appreciated. Well, guys, if you do end up checking out Temtem, please let me know what you think of it, and as always, happy gaming!